looks like we're up and running here. Alrighty, well, we are back. Continuing with some more Pokemon Run and Bun. Picking up where we left off with our current hardcore Nuzlocke attempt. Currently making our way through Tate and Liza's gym, which has been a roller coaster of pretty difficult double battles. But I only have 2 more gym fights, or just like regular double battles left, and then it's Tate and Liza themselves, which is a back-to-back in this game. So, yeah, we are very close to finally beating the Tate and Liza split. And ideally, I would like to be able to do just that in this stream. So, yeah, 3 more fights. This first fight is out of the 2 remaining gym trainer battles. This first one is definitely the hardest. The one after this one is a lot easier, but I just need to figure out a line for it. I haven't figured one out yet. And then it's just like I said, Tate and Liza themselves. So, yeah, I don't want to waste too much time here. So, why don't we go head on in? So, yeah, like I said, this first fight is pretty tough. I couldn't figure it out without doing a planned sack, so I've already had to do 2. I've already had to do 1 planned sack in this gym. Just that's to show you how hard these fights are. So, but I definitely have some ones to spare. So we just finished these with these 2. So let me go ahead and save. Or I press this button, yeah. And we go this way. Alright, so let me go ahead and save here. And then let me just triple check that we have everything correct here. We got Barraskewda up front, Arcanine with Zoom Lens, Crustle no item, Dreadnought no item, Togi Lum, and Copperaja Lum. Alright, this should be good. If we can make it past this first fight without any problems, then we should be fine. Hopefully, so. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and take these 2 on here. Let's see. Leslie Yanes, what's up in the chat? Thanks for popping in. Hope you're having a good day today. Let me just triple check my line one last time. We should be good. Let's go into this. Alright, so this is gym fight number 5, Hex Maniac Kathleen and Psychic Nicholas. Alright, so the main reason why this fight is so difficult is because the Crobat here has Tailwind. which if it doesn't see a fast KO, will try to set up for his partners if it sees that they are slower. And then on the other side, it's Mons that pack quite a punch. So it's pretty tricky trying to figure out how to prevent the Tailwind while also baiting in KOs. So the first turn here, my Barraskewda is baiting a fast KO with the Acrobatics. And it's also a Flying Gem boosted Acrobatics. So I wanted to use it. So I need to switch to something that can take a hit. So I'm going to swap to my Crustle to take the Acrobatics. It will always live, and it can't get crit because it has Shell Armor. And then my Arcanine is going to outspeed and one-shot the Excadrill with Flare Blitz. So we see Acrobatics, there we go. Uses up its Flying Gem. And then we take care of Excadrill. Alright. What's up in the chat, you guys? Happy New Year's. Hope you guys are having a good day today. Alright, so next thing that should come in is Medicham. Alright, so the Medicham here is holding a Focus Sash, so I need to hit it twice. And it sees a slow KO on my Arcanine with Close Combat, but because of the Acrobatics damage, it sees a fast KO on my Crustle with a random move. And the Crobat, after the Flying Gem, still sees a KO with Acrobatics, with a normal Acrobatics in this case. So I am baiting 2 attacks from both sides. But because I couldn't make it always guarantee a specific move from the Medicham, anything that I would swap in would be too risky. So instead of what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap to my Dreadnought as an intentional sack, because honestly I haven't really used it. I'm probably never going to use it other than for a sack, so this is a pretty good time for it to be sacrificed here. So I'm going to swap to Dreadnought on the 2 incoming hits. And as I do that, I'm going to go for, because again, the Medicham has a Focus Sash, and to make it consistent, I am going to let's see. Actually, could I go for Rock Slide here? I never considered that. Because I could do that to get some chip on the Crobat. The Rock Slide plus Flare Blitz wouldn't KO though, so. Alright, so yeah, so Medicham also has reversal, so I don't want to do too much damage to it, so I'm going to go for Extreme Speed first, because Extreme Speed plus Flare Blitz will always KO, so Extreme Speed first. And Dreadnought will take the 2 attacks here. Alright, so funnily enough, that was actually not super likely, but Dreadnought had a very small chance of living there, but it still needs to get sacked. This is actually slightly better, because now I can swap in my I can sack the Dreadnought and then get in my Togedemaru without taking any damage. So actually, funnily enough, this is more ideal. Because, let me see, I think Dreadnought is still baiting a KO from Crobat at this low. Yeah. So, I can just go for a random move with Dreadnought, let it get sacked, and Flare Blitz will take out the Medicham. Alright. Appreciate your sacrifice, Dreadnought. And then Flare Blitz takes out Medicham. Alright. So now I'm gonna swap in my Togedemaru. Alright, so now it's just Cinderace left on the left side, which sees a guaranteed fast KO on my Togedemaru with Pyro Ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Spiky Shield to protect myself from the Pyro Ball. And my Arcanine is slower than the Cinderace, so with a Zoom Lens held, because I'll move seconds, Hedge Smash will have guaranteed 100% accuracy, which will one-shot the Cinderace. And now, this is where the line kind of drifts off a little bit, because now the Crobat doesn't see a KO. And it's also faster than both sides, so it's not going to want to set up Tailwind. It's most likely going to try to use either Screech or Super Fang. Ideally, it'll use Screech or Super Fang into the Togi side, because it's going to be 50-50. So let me just triple check. So Spiky Shield and Head Smash will take out the Cinderace, and hopefully the Crobat attacks the Togi side. Alright, so I did attack the Arcanine side. That's not ideal. But we protect from the Pyro Ball, and we can Head Smash here. Alright. So, now the left side is completely gone, so now we can just 2v1 the right side here. So now, I do have to be a little careful here. Crobat is still faster, so it's not going to use... it's not going to go for Tailwind. Let's see. So it's either gonna Super Fang my Togi or Screech, or it'll use Screech or Super Fang on either side since it doesn't see a KO. So I think what would be best, because if I leave Togi in after KOing the Crobat, this will always bait. It should always bait the Togekiss next, which I do outspeed. Yeah, so I should leave in Arcanine for another turn here. So I'm just gonna go for Zing Zap and Head Smash. And we'll see what it does here. Okay, Screech. That's actually preferred. Alright, so Crobat goes down. This will now bring in Togekiss. Alright, so Togekiss comes in. I do outspeed it with both Arcanine and Togi, but it is holding an Eye of Papa Berry, so I do need to be careful, because it could... If I 2 hits would KO, but if I proc the Ayapapa, then Heat Wave's gonna deal a lot of damage to Togi, which I don't want. So what I could do is I can... let's see. I could Spiky Shield this turn. And I could try going for a head smash. Yeah, my only fear is if I crit with a Flare Blitz on Arcanine, then I could be in some trouble. But I think I could protect and use Flare Blitz, and then if I do proc the berry, I think I should be able to still KO. So yeah, because 2 Flare Blitz plus a Iron Head slash Zing Zap. Yeah, that's always over 150%, so... And I think Ayapapa only regains 50%. I'll just triple check that. Oh, actually, you know what? It's actually gonna... I think it's... No, it's gonna Tailwind this turn, actually. Because it doesn't see a KO. So I could just go for Head Smash then. So I think, yeah, so if it doesn't see a KO, the AI will, since it's slower, it's going to set up a Tailwind. So I can use... I can use Spiky Shield and go for a Head Smash. And this should take it out. Alright, there we go. Didn't need to worry about it. Alright, so now all that's left is a Jinx. Let's see, and because of the damage Arcanine took, Jinx should see a fast KO with Psychic. It also has Fake Out. So at this point, I can go ahead and attack with Togi. And then swap Arcanine into my Copper Raja, which can tank pretty much any attack here. Yeah, so there's Psychic. The Iron Head, this thing's holding a Focus Sash, so it'll just bring down to 1. And then we can just go for 2 attacks to take it out. Alright, there we go. Very nice. Alright, so that was the most worrisome fight down, so definitely feels good. Alright, so now it's just one more gym fight left, and then we can take on Peyton Liza, so let's go back and heal up and prep for the next fight here. Alright, so let's see. Like I said, this next fight is a lot less tricky than the first one. Because basically the gimmick for this fight is there's a level 1 Meryl with Misty Explosion and is holding a huge power. And then there's Passimian with the Receiver ability to receive the huge power ability from the Meryl. And then after the Meryl, there's a Taurus and a Golduck with Roleplay that want to take those abilities as well. Which should be pretty easy enough to take advantage of. So yeah, I started taking a look at it, but we can take a more full look at it now. I think the idea here was setting up a Tailwind with my setting up Tailwind with my... Where's he at? I can't see any... I can't see it. Where's he at? Oh, Staraptor. There you are. Yeah, setting up Tailwind with Staraptor. And then using that... the idea here was turn 1 Tailwind as Meryl Misty explodes. Then on the next turn I can outspeed and KO with Moonblast plus an attack from Staraptor. This would bait in Greninja. But the Tauros will come in, reducing the Staraptor's attack. So Greninja would always see a KO with Ice Beam. So then I could swap to something to take an Ice Beam as oh wait, no, I have to be faster, because the idea here is to KO the Greninja before the Tauros. Let's see, actually, oh no, actually, Primarina would be faster than the Tauros in Tailwind, so the Prim can KO the Greninja before the Tauros uses roleplay on the Greninja. So then I can just swap Staraptor into something that can take a That can take an ice beam. Oh yeah, I need to... Oh yeah, I forgot. I have to... I have to add my dreadnought to the sacrifice box. Alright, so let me adjust that. We are now at 13 deaths total. Alright, there we go. Alright, so... I could probably... go to... I could go to Excadrill. Oh no, Excadrill doesn't take Ice Beam well. Let's see, who would be good? For the Lycanroc here. I could go... Let's see. I need to be careful because whatever I swap in, I can't have show a KO on the Tauros. Otherwise, the Tauros won't always go for roleplay. So... Duraludon, you take too much damage. Let's see. ton of good options here. Let's see, could I go... I could go Togi, possibly. Let's see. Crit, Ice Beam. Crit Ice Beam would deal 46.8 max, so that would leave me at 53.2. Which would never bait KO from Tauros. With the Lash Out. Let's see. Does the one thing I need to be careful of? I'm not sure if Lash Out always gets the boost if you intimidate it. Let me see. I'm not too sure how the mechanics of Lash Out work. I need to look that up really quick. Oh no, wait, so... Oh, I don't have to worry about it, actually, because... Tauros is not going to get intimidated. Because it doesn't come out first, but the Simian will get intimidated. So that doesn't really matter. So there is a chance that if I swap Togi on an Ice Beam crit, it could be showing a KO from Lash Out, which isn't good. So I need to use something else. I could potentially use maybe Golisopod, because I can use First Impression. To out-prioritize and KO with Moonblast. Anyone else that I could use here? I don't want to use Gyarados because I don't want to intimidate Tauros. Starmie maybe if I taught it Surf. Starmie could potentially... Oh no, Starmie Beta KO from Lash Out after taking Ice Beam. See, I could Beta KO. No, but I need, because then Tauros would get Tough Claws, which I don't want. I think Golisopod is probably the answer here. Swap in on an Ice Beam, which would never Beta KO from Tauros. This brings in Lycanroc, which I can KO with a First Impression plus Flip Turn combo. And if I give Prim a Mystic Water, I could potentially, because 58, let's see, 58 plus 43.5. Yeah, that would always KO. So then I could KO the Lycanroc, and then I could flip turn Prim into something like Sneasler, which would outspeed the Tauros and one-shot it. And then that would just leave a Golduck. Which I can just bring I could just bring... I could swap to something. I could go like Dragapult even. And then just take it out. Yeah, so this team should be good here. So again, turn 1, Set up Tailwind. Turn 2. KO Passimian with Prim plus Staraptor. Staraptor in the first slot baits Greninja. Slow KO with Slow KO with Ice Beam. Swap Staraptor to Golisopod on the Ice Beam as I KO with Moonblast. And then KO the Lycanroc with First Impression plus First Impression plus Flip Turn to get in Sneasler after the KO. KO the Tauros with Close Combat after Tailwind ends. Really swap to Dragapult and take the rest from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be all 4 turns of Tailwind. Something goes wrong, I could probably just bring... If something goes wrong, I could just bring something to sack, potentially. Maybe, Nidoqueen. But this should work out fine. Turn 1 sets of Tailwind, turn 2 KOs Passimian, turn 3 KOs Greninja, turn 4 KOs Lycanroc. And then Tailwind will peter out. Alright, yeah, I think this should work. Let's see, the only thing I need to triple check, let's see if Golisopod takes a max roll Ice Beam crit. 35.3. Let's see. Yeah, that would never bait a KO with Accelerock. So I could always get a first impression off. This should be good. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything, because this is the last fight before the gym. Hate to make a mistake right before. But let's see. We need Prim. We need Staraptor. We need Melisopod. We need Sneasler and Dragapult. And then we can bring Nidoqueen as a backup sack if needed, if anything goes wrong. Right, so then I just need Mystic Water for Marina. I need let's see, Aspir Berry for the Melisopod. Don't need an item for Sneasler, and don't need an item for you guys. Oh yeah, let me show the next fight here. Yeah, so that's what the team looks like there. And then Staraptor definitely in the first slot. Marina in second slot after Meryl should always be Tauros. Just making sure I'm not missing any niche mechanics with the receiver ability. But we should be fine. Because I think it doesn't matter if the Meryl KOs itself with the Misty Explosion or if I KO it. It should always proc the receiver from the Passimian. Here, and then Alright, last double battle over here. Let me save. And triple check all my items here. Mystic Water, Asper. No item, no item, no item. And let me just triple check the line one last time. Set up Tailwinds, Meryl dies. Outspeed, KO the Passimian. Bait. Ice Beam Greninja on Mr. Raptor. Swap Golisopod, KO with Moonblast. Bring in Lycanroc. KO with First Impression plus Flip Turn. Flip Turn to Sneasler. And then KO Tauros, swap, wall swapping and Dragapult. And then take out the Golduck. Yeah. This should all work out. Alright. I think we're good. Let's go and do this here. Alright, Gentleman Clifford and Psychic Macy. Alright. So this is the final gym trainers for Tate and Liza. Last double battle. And for this one, the gimmick is the Meryl here, which is level 1, has a huge power ability and only has Misty Explosion. So it's guaranteed to die first turn, which will pass off its huge power ability over to the Passimian, who is guaranteed to detect turn 1, so that it could receive it, which is also holding a Focus Sash. And then after the male dies, the Mons that come after it have the move Roleplay, which wants to take whatever abilities that its partner has. But we can use that to our advantage here, because if the AI doesn't see any KOs, it'll always want to go for Roleplay over an attack. So we can use that to take advantage here. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to set up a Tailwind on my side with Staraptor to make us faster. And it doesn't matter what I do here. We're just going to take out the Meryl, which again will pass off huge power to Passimian. Yeah. And also has a Quick Claw too. So yeah, it's guaranteed to explode there. So Receiver. So now Passimian has huge power. But we set up a Tailwind, which is going to help us for the next 3 turns. So now what should come in is Tauros. Alright. So again, Tauros has Roleplay as one of its moves. So it sees Passimian that now has a huge power and wants to use Roleplay to take its ability. But because of the Tailwind, I outspeed the Passimian with both Staraptor and Primarina. So we can just double down the Passimian with 2 attacks. You can use Dual Wing Beat plus Moonblast to take this out. And Tauros will use Roleplay, but it won't work because Passimian will be dead. So Basimian goes down, and we should see Tauros use roleplay, but it won't work. Perfect. Alright, so next up is a Greninja. And again, Greninja has the ability Protein, which Tauros also wants to roleplay. What I'm going to do now, unfortunately, even in Tailwinds, my Permanent is still not faster than the Greninja, but it is faster than the Tauros. So right now I'm baiting a KO on Staraptor with Ice Beam. So I'm going to swap to something that will take an Ice Beam, which will be my Golisopod. And then I will go for the KO on Greninja with Moonblast. Yep, so here's Ice Beam. Alright, there we go. So roleplay again, it fails. And then lastly is the Lycanroc, which sees a fast KO, even in Tailwind, on my Golisopod with always Stone Edge, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, Stone Edge. But because it's the first turn that Golisopod is out, I can use First Impression to out-prioritize to attack it, and then that combines with a Mystic Water boosted Flip Turn will KO the Lycanroc and allowing me to swap at the same time. So just triple check First Impression. Let me just double check the calc on this one last time. Yeah, this should be correct. Okay, so Flip Turn plus First Impression should always take this Lycanroc out. Oh. Why did that not KO? Hold up. No, that should have KO'd. Yeah, because Mystic Water boosted Flip Turn deals 58. And then that plus First Impression, which should have dealt 43.5. Yeah, that was always 100, over 100%. Why did that not KO? That should have guaranteed KO. What the heck? Yeah, no, because that's really bad, because it's my Golisopod's gonna die now. What? Hold up. I think I need to clause that, because that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, Lycanroc. It's level 55. Yeah, the Flip Turn on my Primarina did way less damage than I thought. I was equipping Mystic Water. Yeah, no, I know I did the calc. Sure, I could show it here. In Tailwinds, Primarina's faster. with a Mystic Water. Flip turn should deal at minimum 58%. Plus, a non-boosted first impression always deals minimum 43.5. Which adds up to 101.5%. So that should have always KO'd Lycanroc here. I don't know why it didn't. Yeah, because now Golisopod's just gonna be dead to Stone Edge. Yeah. Yeah, no, I need to clause that. Because that shouldn't have happened. I don't know why that happens. Oh yeah, I'm clausing that. There's no way. Yeah, the calc was wrong. I didn't miss anything. Mystic Water. And I triple checked too. I am holding a Mystic Water. Yeah, that wasn't my fault. That was the calc that was off there. Yeah, I'm gonna clause that, and I need to re-prep this fight. Well, that doesn't work. Something went wrong there. Alright, let's reconvene. That's pretty annoying. Alright, okay, so that's a little scary, because I don't... If something's off with the calc, then I don't know what more I could do. It's... but I guess I have to just go with a different strategy here. Well, let's try to come up with a different line here. Let's try to use someone other than Prim here for the Pissimian. Since we already know that that's not gonna work. But I don't really have that much other good options here. I need to use Staraptor for sure, but the problem is because of the Taurus's intimidates. Whatever I bring in is going to deal less damage. So maybe I could try using Kangaskhan. Maybe this is finally the time where I use its last resort and delete the Sucker Punch and Hammer Arm. That could potentially work because it is faster than Greninja in Tailwind. And it has inner focus, so it won't get intimidated. Kangaskhan. Because even -1 dual wing beats. -1 dual wing beat, 29.6 minimum, plus last resort, 73.2. Yeah, that should always outspeed KO the Greninja. And then for the Lycanroc, so let's see. And so then turn one. I can set up Tailwind and use Fake Out with Kangaskhan. Then on turn 2, let's see. Dual Wing Beats deals for the Passimian 41.2 plus 48.4. So I need to give... That won't KO, so I need to give Kangaskhan a Silk Scarf. Silk Scarf, Last Resort, deals 57.7 plus -1 Dual Wing Beat deals 41.2. Almost, so then I just need Sharp Beak. Sharp Beak -1 Staraptor deals minimum 46.7. Plus minimum Last Resort Silk Scarf deals 57.7. Okay, so that should always KO. We still beat Greninja, but now both Kangaskhan and Greninja will outspeed and Tailwind. So then I can just KO with another Last Resort plus Dual Wing Beat. And then that'll leave Lycanroc. Which, let's see, Silk Scarf, Last Resort deals 43.9 plus -1 Close Combat deals 59.6, which should always KO. And that would be the last turn of Tailwind. So then the only problem there is that after all that, Tauros would just be left, which will randomly go for return on both sides. So at that point, I can do a double swap to both Dragapult and Togedemaru, and then I can Fake Out, hit it once with Dragon Darts, and then turn 2 Fast KO, swap in Sneasler, and then go for the double on Golduck. Let's see, although I think Kangaskhan in the second slot. Let's see, with a Silk Scarf. Oh no, Kangaskhan will still always, because in Tailwinds, Tauros would come in and not Not Goldex, so that's still consistent. Dragon Darts, 46.7 times 2, 93.4 plus Fake Outs from Togi is 9.6. So that would always KO Tauros. I could swap in Sneasler safely and then take it out from there. Alright, so I'm gonna... I think this should work now. Again, I don't know what happens with that last calc with the Primarina. Again, I triple checked and I showed proof that I was going based off the numbers that the calc was giving me, so that should justify a clause there. So yeah, because if it was like something I had overlooked, then yeah. But no, I triple checked the calc on that end, so everything looked fine on the calculator's end, so I feel like that's clause-worthy. MD Plains, how's it going? Thanks for popping in. Hope you're having a good day today. Alright, but this plan should work now. So let's go ahead and set this one up here. Alright, so for this, instead of Prim, we want Kangaskhan. And we want Togi instead of Golisopod. And that should be good, and then I do need to delete... well, first let me give Sharpbeak to Staraptor and Silk Scarf to Kangaskhan. And then I need to delete both Sucker Punch and Hammer Arm so that I can use Last Resort. Oh, not remember a move. Forget a move. And we will forget Hammer Arm. Alright. Cool. Alright, now this should work. Let me just let me triple check the calcs one last time, because again, I'm going based off the damage that the calculator's giving me, and from what I've seen, this should work. Unless there's something off with the calc. Alright, so... Sharpbeak, minimum dual wing beat on Simeon does 46.7 plus Silk Scarf boosted Last Resort from Kangaskhan is 57.7, which is always 104.4% over 100% of its health. So Passimian should always be dead. For Greninja, minimum Last Resort Silk Scarf deals 87.6 plus -1 minimum, -1 attack, minimum dual wing beats, Sharp Beak boosted, deals 35.3. That's always 122.9%. That should always KO the Greninja. And then -1 attack, Sharp Beak boosted. Well, not Sharp Beak, but -1 attack close combat on Lycanroc deals 59.6 plus Silk Scarf boosted Last Resort from Kangaskhan deals minimum 43.9. That deals at least 103.5% HP. So those are the calcs right there. That should be what's correct. Again, if something doesn't go right, I don't know. I'll have to clause, and then I'm gonna have to, I don't know. I'll have to probably end stream and take a look at things, because yeah, that's not good. But from everything I see here so far, this all should be good. So let's see if this works now. Alright. Let's go head back. Yeah, this is why you save before every battle, because you never know what calculator issues or any bugs that can happen that are unintended. So let me save here. And then triple check that I have all the right items here. Sharp Beak, Silk Scarf, only have Fake Out and Last Resort. Don't need an item on Togi, and I could give Dragapult the dragon thing, just to be safe. Alright, then let me just triple check the line one last time. Yep, this should be good. Alright, let's do this fight here. I need some peace of mind. It's that calc error definitely rattled me a little bit, but we should be good here. Let me just triple check something on the Tauros here. Alright, so again, this shot, I triple checked the calcs, the damage numbers. Everything should add up accordingly this time. Hopefully. Alright, let's go ahead and do this here. Alright. Clifford and Macy again. Let's have this go correctly this time. Alright, so I already explained how this fight works the first time around. So I'm not gonna explain it again, I'm just gonna go through turn by turn. Meryl's gonna explode. I'm gonna set up Tailwind to make us faster, and I'm gonna use Fake Out so that I can use Last Resort on the next turn with Kangaskhan. Alright, so Meryl goes down. The Simeon receives huge power. And then next should be Tauros after the Tailwind. Perfect. Tauros comes in, it's going to Intimidate, but Kangaskhan has Inner Focus, so its attack won't get lowered. We accounted that in the damage calcs. So now we are both faster than the Passimian. A -1 attack, dual wing beat, plus Shark Beak boosted as well, plus Last Resort boosted Last Resort. Silk Scar boosted Last Resort should always take out the Passimian here. Good. And Tauros, because Tauros doesn't see a KO, it's always going to use roleplay, and it's not going to work. Good. Okay, alright, and then Greninja comes in. It sees a slow KO on Staraptor with Ice Beam, but in Tailwinds, we both still outspeed. And again, -1 attack, dual wing beat boosted by a Sharp Beak, plus a Silk Scarf boosted Last Resort should always KO the Greninja here. Greninja goes down. Roleplay again, doesn't work. Lycanroc comes in. We have the last turn of Tailwind, so again, we're both faster. And -1 attack, close combat, plus Silk Scarf boosted Last Resort should always KO the Lycanroc here. Alright, good. It's okay. Alright. We're looking good now. And again, Tauros uses roleplay. Alright, so now the right side's all completely gone. Tauros is left. Tailwind ended, and now Tauros, in this position, doesn't see a KO. It outspeeds both Staraptor and Tauros, and my Kangaskhan, and sees its highest damage with Return. So on both slots, Tauros will always attack with Return. So I'm gonna swap to my Dragapult and to my Togedemaru. And if it attacks the Dragapult side, Dragapult's immune. If it attacks the Togedemaru side, Togedemaru can take a hit pretty well. So doesn't matter which side it attacks for here. So we're gonna double swap. Yep, so Return. Attacks Togi, perfectly fine. Alright, so now my Dragapult is faster, but my Togedemaru isn't. So I'm gonna deal some damage to be able to, but I can two-shot Togedemaru with my, my Dragapult can two-shot the Tauros with Dragon Darts. So I'm gonna attack once, and I'm gonna use Fake Out to prevent Tauros from attacking this turn. Oh, we get a crit. Perfectly fine. Alright, so now another Dragon Darts will take out the Tauros, and I can now freely swap into Sneasler. Alright, so Tauros goes down. The last thing that is left is a Golduck, which both my Dragapult and Sneasler outspeed, and we can just take it out with a Dragon Darts plus Close Combat combo. Alright, there we go. Finally. And there we have the final two trainers in Tantalizing Gym. Alright, so now we can go ahead and try to take on Tate and Liza. Let me see. So let's go back. And I do have my... Thankfully, I did look at the Tate and Liza fight already, so I pretty much already have a game plan for this fight. But it's going to be a very long fight for anyone who's familiar with Run&Bun. This fight is a back-to-back. So you fight Liza first and then Tate. You don't get healed in between. And the first of the fights, I believe it is Liza who you fight first. Oh no, you fight Tate first. So Tate has a Hoopa with the Magician ability and is holding a Leftover. So the goal of the first fight is to get Hoopa by itself, completely PP solid of all of its moves, and then I'm going to use my Alakazam to skill swap the Magician ability, so that way I can steal the Hoopa's Leftovers, which in this game you can use to interchangeably with other really good items like the choice items, Assault Vest, that sort of stuff. So really, really important item to get. And you have to do a very particular set of steps in order to guarantee it, so... but I think I have a pretty good game plan going into this fight. Let's see... So let's just take a look at the calcs one last time here. So for this fight, I'm going to be bringing Sneasler, Dragapult. For the Hoopa, I need a normal type, which will be Kecleon. I need a dark type, which will be Hydreigon. And I need Alakazam to skill swap. Most people, what they end up doing is they use a heart scale on Kecleon to teach a roleplay. But I used my last current available heart scale to max out my Dragapult's speed IV. So that's why I'm using Alakazam instead of Kecleon. But I'm still gonna bring it. Because you do need at least one normal type to make this work. And then lastly is Infernape. So the first fight is pretty straightforward. Barring the PP stall that you have to do. The second fight, though, gets a lot more tricky because Liza leads a Tapu Lele, which sets up Psychic Surge. Psychic Turn for the whole fight. Since I'm leading Sneasler, I can just one-shot it with Poison Jab. Which will always bait a random move from Metagross, and it can kill with any move. I'm gonna sack Kecleon to it to bring in my Infernape safely, which I need to use 2 rare candies to be able to outspeed this Mega Metagross and to one-shot it with Overheat. That'll always bait a random Psychic type attack from Hoopa Unbound, which I can swap to Hydreigon for. If holding a Focus Sash, I can U-turn, breaking the Sash, into Dragapult on the Aura Sphere, KO it, and then chain KO the Latias. And that's pretty much the fight. Thankfully, I have some pretty good guys for this fight, so... I do have a notepad here for the PP stall and the Hoopa. I know exactly how many power points they should have left, so... It will take a while. I'm not going to speed it up. Typically, people don't. And I don't want to make a mistake somewhere, because you have to be... It is very, very paper thin doing the PP stall, so... But, yeah, let's go ahead and get this set up here. So, let's get our... let's see. We are leading Sneasler. We're bringing Hydreigon. We're bringing Kecleon. We're bringing Alakazam. bringing in Fernape. Alright, and for items, I need the... let's see. The Poison Barb for Sneasler. I need the Life Orb for... let's see, Life Orb for... Dragon Ball, where is the Life Orb? Let's see. Probably on one of my guys here. Yep. It's not Brexit. It's, yeah, Life Orb for Dragapult. We need Charcoal for Infernape. And then I don't need any items on the other guys here. And then, oh yeah, one thing very important. I need to teach... I'm gonna teach the move... Nightshade. Because I need to deal enough damage to... the Hoopa to use the Magician... to make the Magician ability work with Alakazam. I was gonna use the Shadow Ball TM, but I had to use it on my Dragapult on one of the gym battles. So Nightshade should work just fine, as long as I accounted for everything correctly. And I'm gonna teach it over Expanding Force, which is a pretty sizable investment, but that's what needs to be done. And I triple checked everything. The move Nightshade should work from everything that I've seen with the Magician ability, because for Magician you just need to deal damage to the opponent. And because I'm using Skill Swap, Hoopa will have Inner Focus instead of its Magician ability, so I don't have to worry about it attacking me back and stealing the leftovers back. So as long as it's completely out of its attacking moves and it's only able to go for Substitute, we should be fine, because at level 85, that will always outdamage Substitute HP plus leftovers health regain, so yeah. So let me, and then it's probably wise to level up everybody here. Definitely need to level up Alakazam to 85. Let me just triple check that calc one more time. Because Hoopa's HP is 260. So 85 divided by 260 is about 32.7%, which is over... Substitute is always 25, plus 6.25% from leftovers is 31.25, so it'll always outdamage leftovers plus the substitute HP. So it should work. And we just need to get one attack off. If it starts to struggle, that could be a little scary, because Hoopa still has a pretty high attack stat, so I definitely can't take 2 struggles from with Alakazam, so I just have to be careful about that. Yeah. Yeah, so that should be fine. So let's level up Alakazam. Let's level up Hydreigon. Just make sure I've adjusted that in the calc here. Alright, and then... And then, like I said, the last thing I need to do is use 2 rare candies to level up my Infernape to level 87, and which I only have 2 more currently used ones. This is a pretty big investment, so... Oh, definitely not... It's... Need to level it up first. Make sure I do that. Alright, so let's get Hydreigon up. And... Infernape to the cap. And then... use our last current 2 rare candies. To get it to 87. Alright, and there we go. That should be everything that we need. Poison Barb, Life Orb, no item, Charcoal, and no item. And we taught Nightshade to Alakazam. Alright. So that should be everything. This is going to be a long fight, so let me go use the restroom really quick, and then we'll go in and start it. should be good. Got my notes for the PP stalling. Let me just triple check all the PP for each of these moves. For Hoopa, Hyperspace, Hole as the first in slot, so it's always PP maxed. So it should always have 8 max. And then for the others, Shadow Ball has 15. Got that correct. And Aura Sphere has 20. Got that right. And Substitute has 10. Alright, so those should all be correct. So we should have everything correct here. Let me just look at the calcs one last time. Let me just check the scoring one more time with Stealth Rocks to make sure that this line is actually that this line actually works. With the Sneezer lead. Run&Bun has Focus Sash, so it won't see that it's outsped in one shot by Infernape's Flare Blitz. So it should always be Hoopa and Bounds on Infernape and not Latias. I could also use a Wise Glasses just to be safe. Because Wise Glasses Overheat also one-shots the Metagross. Just barely. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna make that one adjustment. Let's give Infernape the Wise Glasses. Alright. And then... This should be good. Alright, it's been a very long time being on this split. Let's go finally claim our 7th gym badge. Alright, let me show the fight on the thing here. So we start with Tate first, which is the more straightforward but longer part of the fight, and then Liza is the harder but quicker fight. Alright. Let's go head on over there. Alright. Should be the final trainer. So we press these. And then we go back up here. Back through here. And we go through this one. And now we can go this way. Alright. We go in and save. Alright, triple check. Everything here. Got Sneasler with a Poison Barb. Dragapult with a Life Orb. Hydreigon, no item. Alakazam, no item. With the move Nightshade taught. Infernape Wise Glasses at level 87. And Kecleon. No item needed. Whew. Alright. I think that everything looks good. Just going to do this here. Whew. Alright, so we start off with Leader Tate. Alright, so Tate leads an Azelf that is holding a Focus Sash and has the moves Explosion, Future Sight, Sucker Punch, and Stealth Rocks. So, on the first turn, the AI is very incentivized to set up Stealth Rocks, which we do not want to have happen because we need to do a lot of switching for this fight. So, what I'm going to do to start, I'm going to use Fake Out to break the Azelf's Focus Sash here. And so now, in this game, after the first turn, Stealth Rocks gets less incentivized. So now, the Azelf sees a KO on my Sneasler always with Future Sight. So the AI should always go for the KO over setting up the Stealth Rocks now. Naruto Plays Games, how's it going, bro? Thanks for popping in the chat, I'm doing alright. This is a wrong hack called Pokemon Run&Bun. I'm currently doing Tate and Liza in my hardcore Nuzlocke of this game. So, Azelf should always go for Future Sight here, like I said, because it sees a KO with it. So, and Future Sight doesn't hit until 2 turns later. So I'm going to swap to my Dragapult on what should be a guaranteed Future Sight here. Perfect. So, Azelf launches a Future Sight, which is again going to come in 2 turns. So on this turn, because the Azelf's Focus Sash is broken, I can now outspeed and KO it with a Shadow Ball. So as that goes down, we'll take a bit of life orb damage. And this should always bring in Latios. And this is going to be a Mega Latios. It's going to Mega Evolve on this turn. And also on this turn, I will get attacked by the Azel's Future Sight. But I can use the move Phantom Force, which will make me semi-invulnerable, which will make me not get hit by the Future Sight. And then on the next turn, I can still outspeed Latios even as a Mega and one-shot it with Phantom Force. So that's what we're going to do here. So there's the Mega Latios. We go over Phantom Force. It goes for Draco Meteor. We took the Future Sight, but it misses because we're semi-invulnerable. Phantom Force takes out Latios. Whew! Alright. Really glad that worked. Alright, so now we see what looks like a Hoopa, but it's actually not a Hoopa. It is a Zoroark. So, knowing that, I'm gonna just go ahead and with the Life Orb, outspeed and one-shot it with a Dragon Darts. Yep, and there's the Zoroark there. Oh, nice crit. Alright. So Zoroark goes down, and now it's just the Hoopa. So, I could go for the KO right now with my Dragapult. However, this Hoopa is holding a Leftovers and has the Magician ability, which I want to take the Leftovers. So what I need to do is I need to completely PP stall this Hoopa out of all of its attacking moves. Let me just double check something here. Yeah. So, Hoopa has the moves Hyperspace, Hold, Shadow Ball, Aura Sphere, and Substitute. I need to completely PP stall out of its 3 attacking moves to set up the Magician Steel. So right now it's always going to go for Shadow Ball. So I can swap to my Kecleon. Because it'll be immune. And I need to keep track of this, so I have a notepad here to tally up all the moves here. So we should see a Shadow Ball, perfect. So that is 1 Shadow Ball out of 15. Now on my Kecleon, it's either going to go for Aura Sphere or set up a Substitute. So again, I can swap back to my Ghost type in Dragapult on either move. Yep, so there's Aura Sphere. That's 1 Aura Sphere. And now we're going to keep doing this dance until we drain all of his PP. So we're going to be here for a while. So we're going to keep going back and forth between Dragapult and Kecleon. Alright, so that's 2 Shadow Balls. Switch back. There's another Aura Sphere. It's number 2. It's gonna go for a Shadow Ball again. So that's 3 Shadow Balls. Ideally, I like for it to set up a at least one substitute here. But we can, it's perfectly fine, we'll just keep swapping back and forth. Okay, so we go back to Kecleon. Alright, so that's 5 Shadow Balls. Here we go, back to Dragapult. Okay, so there's a substitute. That's what we wanted to see. Alright, so now, again, it's gonna go for Shadow Ball. So we go back to Kecleon. So that's 5 Aura Spheres. Alright, so now it's no longer, it's gonna keep attacking, it won't set up substitutes. So we'll just keep going back and forth again here. So that's 6 Aura Spheres. Go back again. That's another Shadow Ball. So we should be at 6 for both. Let me just double check my stream. Let's make sure I've done this correctly so far. Let's see. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm not. It's really, really important that I'm not losing count here. See. So we killed. Oh, but yeah, so it was so 1 Shadow Ball. 1 Aura Sphere. 2 Shadow Balls, 2 Aura Spheres, 3 Shadow Balls, 3 Aura Spheres, 4 Shadow Balls, there was a substitute. 5 Shadow Balls. Yeah, so I did miscount. So let me recount this again. Good thing I caught that. I know this is gonna take a while, but I have to be... I can't mess this up. Okay, so Hoopa comes in. We had... started off again. There was one Shadow Ball to start. Then it was one Aura Sphere. Sphere. And it was 2 Shadow Balls, 2 Aura Spheres, 3 Shadow Balls, 3 Aura Spheres, 4 Shadow Balls, and it was 1 substitute. So then it was 5 Shadow Balls, and then 4 Aura Spheres, then it was 6 Shadow Balls, okay, yeah. So now we're caught up. So the actual amount was, we should be at 6 Shadow Balls, 4 Aura Spheres, and 1 substitute. Alright, so let's go back to counting now. So this should always be, again, an Aura Sphere. Keep swapping back. This will be Aura Sphere number 5. Alright, so now it should be another Shadow Ball. Good, so that's 7 Shadow Balls. And that is 6 Aura Spheres. Let's see, and we're gonna run out of Shadow Balls first, because it only has 15 PP and Aura Sphere has 20. So that's 8 Shadow Balls. Now we're at 7 Aura Spheres. And then now it's 9 Shadow Balls. And 8 Aura Spheres. And this should be Shadow Ball number 10. Yeah, it should be 5 more left of Shadow Balls. Okay. This is Aura Sphere number 9. This is Shadow Ball number 11. Aura Sphere number 10. Alright, Shadow Ball number 12. Aura Sphere number 11. And this should be Shadow Ball number 13. We got Aura Sphere number 12. Should be only 2 more Shadow Balls left. If I counted correct. This is Shadow Ball number 14. This is Aura Sphere number 13. And then this next Shadow Ball should be the last one. Oh. Oh, did I miscount? I think I miscounted. Oh shoot, that's really bad. Oh crap. That's not good. It's, okay, let's see. So he went for Shadow Ball there. So I was off by 1. So that means... Oh, that damage was pretty bad, because... Now it can go for either Aura Sphere or Hyperspace Hole. That hit was very bad. How did I miscount that? I thought I was 14. Crap. Now, yeah. I was very, very sure. Hold on, let me triple check. Yeah, because now I can't. Now I've messed up completely, because now it's gonna be both. I'm baiting Aura Sphere and Hyperspace Hole. And that completely messes up my baiting. What do I do here? I don't know. I want to clause that, because that's. I really, yeah. I'm gonna restart that, because I don't want something like this to be where my run-ins of just miscounting. Yeah, I'm gonna restart it. Yeah, let's try that again. I'm gonna count that as a clause. I don't know if other people would count it as a clause, but I lost track and there might have been a streaming error there, but yeah, no, I can't accept that. All right, so let's try this again. So again, we fake out. Swap to Dragapult on future sight. KO Shadow Ball. Baits Latios. We go Phantom Force. Dodging the future sight. So we dodge future sight, dodge the Draco, and we one-shot Latios. Then is Zoroark disguised as a Hoopa. We one-shot with Dragon Darts. Alright, so let's try this again. So now it's the real Hoopa. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit here. So we're gonna swap between again Dragapult and Kecleon. So this is one Shadow Ball. That's one Aura Sphere. That's two Shadow Balls. Two Aura Spheres. Three Shadow Balls. Three Aura Spheres. Four Shadow Balls. Four Aura Spheres. That's five Shadow Balls. Five Aura Spheres. It hasn't used Substitute yet. Six Shadow Balls. Six Aura Spheres. Seven Shadow Balls. There's a Substitute. Make sure I keep track of that as well. Alright, so there's seven Shadow Balls. There's six Aura Spheres. There's nine Shadow Balls. Eight Aura Spheres. There's 10 shadow balls. And 9 aura spheres. That's 11 shadow balls. 10 aura spheres. 12 shadow balls. 11 aura spheres. 13 shadow balls. 12 aura spheres. That's 14 shadow balls. "13 aura spheres. And this should be the last shadow ball. Alright, there we go. Alright, so it should be on track now. So that was 15 shadow balls. Shadow balls has been completely used up now. So now, again, Koopa's gonna still go for Aura Sphere on Kecleon, so we still go to Dragapult. So that's 14 Aura Spheres. But now, because it's out of Shadow Balls, it's always going to go for Hyperspace Hole. So now we go to Hydreigon on a Hyperspace Hole, and there should always be 8 of these. Yep, there we go. So that's one Hyperspace Hole. And now it should always go for, because it's out of Shadow Balls, it'll always go for Aura Spheres. So now we're going to swap between Hydreigon and Kecleon, I believe. Well, actually, we're going to swap between all 3. So it should always be Aura Sphere here. So we go back to Kecleon, or actually... Oh no, we could just go to Dragapult. Since he's out of Shadow Balls. Yeah, because it'll always be Aura Sphere. So now we could swap in between Dragapult and Hydreigon to use up all of the Hyperspace Holes and Aura Spheres. Alright, so it should be guaranteed Aura Sphere here, so let's go back to Dragapult. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so now that's 15 Aura Spheres. Now it should always be, again, Hyperspace Hole. Yep, so that's 2 Hyperspace Holes. That's 16 Aura Spheres. We go back. Let's get a rhythm going here. That's 3 Hyperspace Holes. "17 Aura Spheres. That's 4 Hyperspace Holes. That is 18 aura spheres. There should be 2 more left. That is 5 hyperspace holes. That is 19 aura spheres. That is 6 hyperspace holes. And this should be the last aura sphere. Yep, aura sphere, and that should be number 20. That should be all that's left. So now we can go back to Hydreigon and stall it out of the remaining hyperspace hole PPs. So that's hyperspace hole number 7. So again, it should be out of aura spheres, so it should always go for hyperspace hole here. So I'm just gonna go for aura sphere to stall for that. That's it. I could also use substitutes. So that's 1 substitute. And there's the last hyperspace hole. That's number 8. Alright, so now it should be completely out of moves. It only has substitutes. So now we should be perfectly safe to go into our Alakazam. Let's see, is it worth U-turning here? Let's see, we are faster. It might break the sub. Yeah, we can go for a U-turn here. Because we do want to break the sub. So let's U-turn. Yeah, so that broke the sub. Perfect. And we're going to go to Alakazam, and should only be able to go for substitutes now. Yep, so that's substitute number 3. Alright, so now we just need to hit it once. So we're going to break sub as it keeps spanning. Substitutes. That's substitute number 4. Eventually, it'll get so low that it can't use a substitute because it'll be too low HP. So there's substitute number 5. It has 5 more substitutes. It's below half health, so it shouldn't be able to use substitute here. Or else, unless it has, I think it has to be below 25%, maybe. Yeah. Alright, so now after we break this up, it shouldn't be able to use substitute here. And that was substitute number 6. So now, after we break it, it shouldn't be able to use substitute. Yeah, so that's substitute number 7. So now, at this point, now that it doesn't have a substitute, now we can skill swap. And we're going to take its Magician ability. It gains Inner Focus. It'll substitute one last time. That's number 8. We break the sub. Number 9. It's too weak. And this last Ninth Shade should KO, attacking it and stealing its leftovers. Yes! Woo! There we go! We did it! It took so long, but we did it. Alright. But we're not done yet. That's only the first fight. We still have the second fight. But we do now have the... We successfully did the heist. We have now obtained the leftovers, which is super important. Bastion911, what's up, bro? I didn't see you in the chat there. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're having a good day today. Doing pretty alright. A little stressed because this I'm doing the Tate & Liza gym here, and these fights are really hard and really stressful. Alright, but we got the most complicated part out of the way. So now we got to fight Liza, who just has a team of really strong mons here. No PP stalling needed here. Alright, leader Liza. She leads a Tapu Lele. And it sets up Psyche Surge for the entire fight. Increasing the damage of psychic moves and prevents you from using priority moves. But because I let Sneasler on the first fight, he leads here, and with a Poison Barb, I can just simply outspeed and one-shot with Poison Jab. So Tapu Lele goes down. It shall always bring in Metagross. And this is a Mega Metagross, which does just ridiculous damage. I couldn't find a safe way to swap at this point. So, because Metagross sees a KO with all three of its moves. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap to my Kecleon and use it as a Noble Sacrifice. So I can get a safe swap to my Infernape. So, David Bowie, thanks for helping with the PP stall, but it's your time to go. Yep, Zen Headbutt. Alright. Kecleon we sacrifice. So now we bring in our Infernape safely. And with 2 rare candies to put it 2 levels above the level cap, and holding a Wise Glasses, we can now outspeed and one-shot and revenge KO the Metagross with an Overheat. Alright. Big demon of the fight down. Alright. Next up should always be Hoopa Unbound. Yep. And it's in its Unbound form, which has crazy stats, and is also holding a Focus Sash. Right now it sees a KO on my Infernape with either of its Psychic moves. So, knowing that, I can swap safely to my Hydreigon on whatever Psychic move it goes for, because we'll be immune. Yeah, so Zen Headbutt doesn't affect us. Now, to break the Sash, we can outspeed, and we can use U-turn to break the Sash and bring it down to 1 HP. And Hoopa Unbound at this point will always go for Aura Sphere. So let's go for U-turn. And again, it's guaranteed Aura Sphere, so we can safely go to our Dragapult. Yep, there's Aura Sphere. We outspeed with Dragapult. and we can just take it out. Critical hit to boot. And lastly, we just have a regular Latios holding a Soldu, but with a life orb, we outspeed Latios, and we can one-shot always with a Dragon Darts, winning us the fight and getting us our 7th gym badge. Woo! Let's go! 7th badge! Hardcore Nuzlocke Run&Bun. Oh my gosh. It took so long to finally get our 7th badge. Oh man. Feels really good. Man, I can't believe we've made it this far. Man. This is... Man. This has been the longest split in the game between the 6th and 7th badge. It's been like, I think like over a couple months now. So finally getting to this milestone feels really good. Oh. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I did have to clause a couple times for the last gym trainer and for the Tate and Liza fight. I consider those clauses. So I'm gonna keep going with this run. Yeah, because I want to see this run go to the end. But you know, I haven't done anything out of the blue. A lot of it was those two were because of calc errors. So yeah, we just have one more gym badge, and after completing the game in this ROM hack, after completing Tate and Liza's gym, there is a old man here who gives you a cup food. And we also have to chase Maxie up the Space Institute. That's the next part, but I'm not going to do that now. It's already been a long enough stream, so I'm just going to end with getting our guaranteed Koku here, which is 50-50 in this game between the Rapid Strike or the Single Strike. Both are really good. For my box, ideally, I think I'd rather want the Rapid Strike over the Single Strike, but both are still, I mean, I'm fine with both. And they're also guaranteed to have 3 perfect IVs randomly, so yeah. Let's just end off with getting our prize here. I've been watching you since you set foot in Lost Deep. Somehow I knew you were the trainer I was looking for. Much like you, Kofu is a Pokemon with near unlimited potential. I trust you to help it fulfill that. Alright, we got our Kofu. And we need to give it an appropriate name. My nickname theme for this run is artist and band names. So let's see, what would be a good for Urshifu? What would be a good nickname for this guy? Urshifu. I mean, there's a few really good choices for Kubfu. I mean, there's one pretty obvious choice, so I think we'll go with that. Let's go Wu-Tang. Alright, and let's see. Let's level it up and see which one it's gonna be. Let's see. String and Core, what's up, bro? Thanks for popping in the chat. Harry, hope you're having a good day today. Alright, so first thing, we do have to put Kecleon, add him to our death box. So now, and let's update this. We are at 7 badges and 14 deaths. And let's take a look at our Kubfu here. Let's see, relaxed. Oh! Oh my... Dang. What are those IVs? Oh my gosh, what the heck? Those are... Wow, those are some of the craziest IVs. I mean, minus speed nature is not great, but that's an easy nature change. Dang. Wow, this is... this is crazy. Yeah, this... I mean... It was guaranteed 3 random 31 IVs, but 26 HP, 28 defense. This is like almost a perfect Kubfu here. Wow, this is that is some of the craziest IVs I've ever seen. for an Urshifu. Oh man. I will gladly take that, and I will happily use 3 heart scales to change its nature. 3 scale goat. Alright, well, let's level it up and see which form it is. Like I said, ideally I'd like for the Rapid Strike, but Single Strike would still be perfectly fine, so... Let's level them up here. Brick Break. Sure. Scary Face. Alright. Dynamic Punch. I mean, no, but I can teach that over Rock Smash for now. Let's see. Oh, I should see if there's any... Before I get too hasty, I should see if there's any delayed moves I should go for. Yeah, no, it's, yeah, there's no delayed, moves to learn, so, yeah, we're perfectly fine to just keep leveling it up. It'll level up at level 50. Let's see, Iron Head. Definitely want that. Alright. Now it should level up. Let's see which one we got. Alright, that looks to be like single strike. Alright. Like I said, I'd prefer rapid strike, but I will definitely take. I mean, it's an Urshifu. You can't really complain. And yes, we will teach close combat. Yeah, let me just triple check. Yeah, this is the single strike. Alright, well. Why don't I just level it up and get it its signature move here. Yeah, I get Sucker Punch, Crunch, Coaching, Wicked Blow. So let's level it up to 90 here. Sucker Punch. Crunch. Coaching. It's a good move, but I don't think people teach Urshifus there. Let me see. Do people? I've never seen anyone use coaching on their Urshifu. Yeah, not really. I'd rather have Iron Head as a coverage move, so. Yeah, we'll skip on coaching. And then level 90. Oh yeah, the level cap is 89. It doesn't learn Wicked Blow yet. Alright, but that's fine. Alright, well. I think that's a great place to call it for now. Definitely, we'll take a little bit of a break before coming back. But yeah, very, very happy. This, I mean, this run definitely has what it needs to go all the way. So yeah, hopefully I can become one of the ones who ends up beating this challenge, this Nuzlocke. So. But for now, really appreciate anyone who stopped by to watch. If you like this type of stuff, feel free to subscribe. But if not, hoping everyone enjoys the rest of their day, and I will see everyone in my next stream.